What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Cars with Izzy. Today we got a little bit different of a video. We got 5 tips to help you get approved for your next auto loan. It's coming up, so you guys stay tuned. You guys like the video, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe for more car content. But today we got 5 tips to help you get approved for your next auto loan and to help you get into something like this. So you guys stay tuned, sit back and relax, and let's get right into it. All right, guys, let me hop in the back of this S-Class. I can give you guys tip number 1. When it comes to credit cards, make sure you keep your credit card usage under 50%, ideally under 30%. This is gonna look much better to the banks when you go to apply for an auto loan. This is gonna show them that you're not extending your finances to the limit and that you can use credit responsibly. So tip number 1, keep your credit card balances under 50%, ideally under 30%, will help you greatly improve your chances of being approved for auto loan. Right along to tip number 2, let me check my phone here, is how much cash will you be putting down at the time you're applying for the loan. This is going to show the banks that you're more invested in what you're purchasing. You're trying to borrow $40,000 to buy a car, but you only want to put 0 money down. This is not going to look good to the banks, because one, is going to increase your monthly payment because you're not putting any money down, versus if you are putting money down, the bank gets some money up front, and it's also going to lower your monthly payment, which is going to fit more comfortably in your monthly expenses. Because when you go to apply for a loan, like I said in my first point, your debt to income is important. So with money down, it brings down the monthly payment, it brings down the amount that you're borrowing, and it just makes it look much better to the banks and the lenders that are looking at your profile. If you were to ask me what's a good down payment, there's no right answer, but to be safe, I would say anything above $3,000, about $5,000 seems to be a good, comfortable down payment for most people. All right, moving on to tip number 3. The third point I wanted to touch on is try applying for a new car. Applying for a new car will somewhat help your approval odds, and the reason why is a new car, they have rebates and incentives which will reduce the amount that you're borrowing. It almost acts as cash down, but in the form of an incentive. The dealer will reduce the price of the car. That will help it look better to the bank, especially with the loan to value. You want to borrow money on a car that's newer rather than borrow money on a car that's older. An older car is more risk to a bank. A newer car, in most cases, is less risk to a bank. So try that out. Try applying for a newer car. Even though the payments may be higher, it does look better to a bank. So try applying for a new car. You'll have rebates, incentives, and it will look less risky to the bank. Tip number 4, the next one is improving your credit score. Try to improve your credit score to at least 620 and above. That seems to be, in my experience, sweet spot where you could get an approval on your own when you're at least at a 620. If you're in the 500s, it may be a little tricky depending on what dealership you're at and what connections they do have. So get your credit score above 620. If you have anything in collections, try to pay that off. If you have high credit card balances, try to pay that down. But shoot for a 620 and above, and you should be able to get into your next dream vehicle. All right, guys, now we're back inside, and I wanted to give you tip number 5 is to try applying to your local credit union. Credit unions, their purpose or mission is to typically help out their current members. So if you're a member of a credit union, they typically are a little bit more lenient than your major banks such as JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America. They don't have as strict as guidelines as those lenders. So try the credit union, sit down with a representative, tell them your situation, and they will try their hardest to get you approved. And credit unions typically have very aggressive rates for their current members. So yeah, that's tip number 5. Try your local credit union and see if that works out for you. It's going to wrap up my 5 tips to get approved for your next auto loan. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. And I really appreciate all you guys tuning in. I appreciate all the new subscribers joining the team. But yeah, let me show you this beautiful S-Class on the way out. This is a 2023 Mercedes-Benz S580. She is an absolute beast of a car. One of my favorite cars that Mercedes makes. And I will catch you guys in the next video.